This wasn't some typical reality TV drama. This was real, and it got ugly fast outside the courthouse. And the person who lit the fire? Bambi. The atmosphere was tense and messy. Lil Scrappy had had enough and wasn't holding back anymore. Emotions were high, secrets started coming out, and somehow Stevie J ended up caught in the crossfire. So what caused all of this? It wasn't a random explosion. People say it was the result of a deep betrayal that could wreck reputations and careers. So, what exactly went down in that courtroom to push Scrappy over the edge? Let's break it down. The whole thing took place at the Fulton County Courthouse, where things were already heated, not just from the sun, but from the thick tension hanging over everyone. Reporters were on the scene, security looked alert, and it felt like everyone was waiting for something big. Then suddenly, a strange silence fell. It was clear something serious had just happened inside. Scrappy looked furious. He was walking back and forth, fists clenched, jaw locked. What triggered him? A shocking revelation in court about his ex, Bambi, and her secret connection with Stevie J. If you followed their story, you already know it's been full of cheating accusations, constant fights, and trust issues. But this situation went further than anything before. During the custody hearing, court records showed that Bambi had quietly teamed up with Stevie J. She had been sharing private information about Scrappy, details about his money, how he raised his child, and his personal struggles. It wasn't just a betrayal, it looked calculated. And it didn't end there. Transcripts from the hearing revealed that Bambi and Stevie had met up several times. But they weren't just talking legal stuff. Sources said they were planning. People in the courtroom were stunned. One person close to the case even said, this had nothing to do with the kid. It was all about ruining him, which made people ask, why would Stevie J even be part of this? Well, there might be a reason. Ever since Stevie and Scrappy had a falling out during a past episode of Love and Hip Hop, there's been bad blood. Some say Stevie made comments suggesting Bambi was doing better without Scrappy. Others believe he saw her as a way to get more screen time in the upcoming reboot of the show. Being linked to her during such a public scandal might have given him the boost he wanted. Cameras caught Bambi leaving the courthouse with her legal team, looking pretty proud of herself. Stevie was a few steps behind, also smiling, but Scrappy wasn't okay with it. Witnesses said that as soon as Stevie came outside, Scrappy went straight at him. No words, just straight up action. Security tried to stop it, but not before Scrappy landed a punch that allegedly hit Stevie's jaw. Not long after, TMZ released video footage of the moment, and it spread like wildfire online. Fans, blogs, even reality stars weighed in. K. Michelle reposted the clip and wrote, "It's always the one smiling in your face." But what really got people talking was what Mama D had to say. Scrappy's mom, Mama D, wasted no time. She jumped on Instagram and let it all out. She said she'd been warning people about Bambi for years and even called her poison. She also posted what she claimed were messages between Bambi and Stevie J that showed they had been plotting against Scrappy. The screenshots haven't been proven real yet, but they caused a storm. In one leaked recording from the courtroom, Bambi was allegedly heard laughing and saying, "That was easier than I thought." He took the bait. That one line flipped everything. Fans started digging up old Love and Hip Hop clips, pointing out moments where Bambi and Stevie were seen whispering or giving side eyes. One fan even created a full timeline linking their interactions to times when Scrappy had public breakdowns or money problems. What once seemed like regular TV drama was now starting to look like a bigger plan to break him down mentally. This led to more questions. Was Bambi doing all this just because of hurt feelings, or was there a bigger goal? People started saying she may have helped Stevie get access to Scrappy's personal information. That's not just dirty, it could be illegal. Stevie J stayed quiet the whole time. No public statements, no interviews, nothing. His Instagram account was locked down. But that silence made people even more suspicious. What was he hiding? Then things took an even darker turn. A sealed legal document somehow got leaked online. It wasn't supposed to be public, but once it was out, the Atlanta entertainment world exploded. The document came from Scrappy's side and made some heavy claims. It said Bambi and Stevie J kept in regular contact to spread lies and try to influence people involved in the case. If true, that's more than shady. That could lead to legal charges. Screenshots of emails and texts came with it. One message talked about pushing Scrappy until he snapped in public. It said, "Keep poking him. He'll snap eventually. Once he does, we've got him." That line alone made people go wild. It seemed like they were baiting him into a breakdown so they could use it as evidence against him. The court hasn't said anything about the leaked document yet, but legal experts online were quick to weigh in. One lawyer tweeted that if those messages were real, this could involve things like emotional abuse, trying to influence witnesses, and even conspiracy. That's a huge jump from a simple family dispute. Behind closed doors, there were talks that Stevie J had hired a crisis management team, one known for dealing with celebrity messes, silencing scandals, and handling legal fallout. If that was true, it meant he was gearing up for serious trouble. Stevie J has faced messy situations before, usually managing to stay just out of the line of fire. But this time, fans weren't letting it slide. Then Mama D stepped back into the picture. After some documents leaked online, she went live again, calling out Stevie J's past behavior. She reminded everyone she had warned them before. She brought up how he had manipulated things on Love and Hip Hop in the past, saying this current situation looked like just another example of that. Now here's where it gets wild. If some people are right, then the so-called attack, betrayal, and leaked messages may have been fake. It could all be a setup to get attention. But here's the problem. Scrappy supposedly didn't know anything about it. When people found out Bambi and Stevie J might have been getting paid and were working on a comeback storyline for reality TV, fans felt like it was more than just drama. It was a serious betrayal. It wasn't just about emotions anymore. It had legal consequences. Imagine trying to protect your child and your reputation, only to find out your ex and someone she's close with might be using that same fight to get back on TV. That's what Scrappy believed. He thought the custody battle was real. But as things spiraled, people started digging into the show's production side. Soon, old cast members like Tommy Lee and Carly Red started talking. Carly tweeted that Stevie J wasn't just messy for the cameras, he was like that in real life too. She said loyalty didn't exist in that circle, and everyone was using each other just to stay relevant on the show. She felt Scrappy was just the latest person to be taken advantage of. Scrappy didn't sit back. Sources said he filed a last-minute court request to reduce media coverage, saying the attention was damaging his image. While others were allegedly making money from the drama, Scrappy was falling apart. Part of his filing included a report showing how badly the situation was affecting his mental health. The report said he was under heavy emotional pressure from the betrayal and public exposure. Then, another piece of the puzzle surfaced. The same person who leaked the court papers claimed someone with big influence, someone involved in both the court case and the reality show, was pulling the strings. No names were dropped, but fans quickly started guessing. Many believed it could be Mona Scott, the well-known Love and Hip Hop producer. At this point, it was more than a personal issue or a family dispute. It started looking like the show was using people's real-life problems just to get viewers. Scrappy's pain was being packaged as entertainment, and the internet couldn't get enough of it. But things didn't stop there. Word spread that Scrappy's legal team was preparing. To dig deeper, they were planning to ask for emails, unaired footage, and payment records from the show to prove there was more happening behind the scenes. If true, the fallout could be serious. Some people could even end up facing criminal charges. Just a few days later, someone on Reddit using the name ATL Truth dropped a set of files. These files allegedly included scripts, scene plans, and payment records for scenes that never aired. One document had Stevie J's name next to a note saying, "Bonus for altercation with Scrappy. Target air date, summer." Think about that. The heated moment between Scrappy and Stevie J during a court hearing might not have been an accident. A wire transfer showed $9,500 sent to Bambi's business from a company tied to the show just 2 weeks before that fight. The note, promotional. Compensation. Scrappy reportedly spent hours with his lawyers afterward. Talk of a lawsuit started to build, possibly against Bambi, Stevie J, and even the network itself. A legal expert said Scrappy might have a solid case if he can show they caused emotional harm on purpose for the sake of the show. After that, Stevie J went quiet. He deleted TikTok and turned off comments. Bambi denied everything. She said she followed her contract and blamed the network for how things played out. Then a woman appeared in a blurry YouTube interview, claiming producers used real pain from cast members to boost drama. That's when Scrappy posted a video from his kitchen, speaking straight from the heart. "I never thought the people closest to me would do this," he said. Now his legal team wants every bit of footage that wasn't shown to the public. If it proves Stevie J pushed him into reacting, it could flip the whole situation. Scrappy might turn this whole mess into a serious legal win